Governor Bayh had some remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm pleased to be here today seconding the comments of Governor Merrill on behalf of U.S. First and Dean Kamen. And Dean, first let me ask you a question. That was a great video. I was impressed by the enthusiasm of the competition and the announcer, but you left us hanging. Who won that? Was that Texas Instruments won or the other team?
Actually, technology is a wonderful thing. This year, in that particular competition, Procter & Gamble, the world's largest consumer products company, and the company that buys more television time than anybody in this country, won it. And I'd like to think, independent of that, they've also agreed to make a half-hour TV special of that event, which you'll see in its entirety in a few weeks on ESPN.
Very good. Well, congratulations. And if we can be successful in instilling just part of the enthusiasm that competition and the video displayed, we'll have gone a long, long way to improving our students' performance in math, science, and the use of technology. Mr. Chairman, let me share with you the experience of Indiana. We have been very impressed with the results of U.S. First. In Kokomo, Indiana, one of our principal Fortune 500 companies, Delco Electronics, is headquartered. They employ 10,000 people in our state. They employ tens of thousands of others worldwide. They are a cutting-edge science, technology, research organization with some of the most advanced facilities to be found not only anywhere in the United States, but anywhere in this country. Delco has partnered with Kokomo High School. And as you can see in the video, in this particular case, what they do, they have 20 students directly involved and 100 other students in the high school involved. They are given some basic materials, they are given some designs, and then along with their instructors, they are told, go build a robot, and the rest is up to them. And in the course of the school year, that's exactly what they do. A whole variety of students are involved. It's not just for the gifted and talented, isn't that right, Dean? So there are a whole variety of students are involved in this program. And they learn about basic science, they learn about the rapidly changing nature of technology, they learned about the applied uses of science and technology, and they learn to work in teams, which, as we know, is very, very important today on the job as well as in the classroom. It's also a great learning experience for teachers as they work with our young people in constructing the robots and applying the science and the technology. I'm pleased, Mr. Chairman, to report that Kokomo was so successful. While they didn't win the Procter & Gamble award for number one, they did finish sixth out of the top 42 entries in the country. And while it has created a lot of enthusiasm, it may not yet rival Hoosier hysteria in basketball in our state, but I'll tell you what, they've created a lot of excitement, and that's saying a lot in sports crazy Indiana, not too dissimilar from some of the other states here. So from our experience, Mr. Chairman, this has been a very worthwhile experiment in Kokomo, Indiana, and we're well on the way to being able to field some of the best next generation of engineers, scientists, and technicians, thanks to U.S. First and Dean Kamen. And for that, we're very, very grateful, and it's going to help us meet that fourth goal of being first in the world in math and in science. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor Bayh. Dean Kamen would like to make a comment to tell us how we can help. And I would ask you, if you would, you can do it right there, and we will see if we can't find our way to help.
Well, as I said, the event is not purely its educational value to the now. In fact, in excess of 10,000 kids that have played, probably 100,000 next year. The real impact is put it on television. Already 12 million kids have seen it in schools, and as I said, it'll be on national television, both last year's, this year's, next year's. But to really give this thing the kind of status it needs, it can't smolder along. It has to become the same kind of major national event with regional events happening, and if even 2 minutes out of the week in between hearing about other sports statistics, who's doing what, if they could start to identify with teams, identify with players, if the universities could participate, you may snicker at this, but I really believe within a few years you could have as many people as curious about who's winning the race to the superconductor as the Super Bowl. To do that, I need more universities to participate. They have the infrastructure to hold the events. They've got faculty, they've got students. Everybody wins. They work with the industry for which they are the supplier. Their customer there gets to see the students and it works for them. They work with the high schools. Everybody really wins in this, which is why the companies keep coming back and the high schools keep coming back. But when I talk to universities, they don't get it yet. They're under financial pressures. They tell us that their sports teams really are money makers, and that's why they have resources to put there, but they can't compete in this event. And frankly, you're the CEOs. This change has to come from the top. If you do it for a year or two and you don't like it, I won't bother you anymore. But if you guys committed to come to this event, if you could commit to give me one state university to participate in it, not only will they get something out of it, but as the sponsors start lining up, and they are, we can help them in the same way that the sports teams help them. I mean, what a concept. Two major institutes of higher learning in the United States competing in something besides tackling each other. I mean, it could happen. This is America. If your colleges can be convinced to participate just 1 year, one school from each country, the scale of this event will take on a life of its own. I'm asking you to commit one school